1. Dennis Anthony Tito, born August 8, 1940, is an American engineer and multimillionaire, most widely known as the first space tourist to fund his own trip into space. In mid-2001, he spent nearly 8 days in orbit as a crew member of ISSCP-1, a visiting mission to the International Space Station. This mission was launched by the spacecraft Soyuz trademark 32, and was landed by Soyuz trademark 31. 2. Apollo 11 was the spaceflight that landed the first 2 humans on the Moon. Mission Commander Neil Armstrong and pilot Buzz Aldrin, both American, landed the lunar module Eagle on July 20, 1969. At 2018 UTC, Armstrong became the first to step onto the lunar surface 6 hours later on July 21 at 2:56 and 15 seconds UTC. Aldrin joined him about 20 minutes later. They spent about 2.25 hours together outside the spacecraft, and collected 47.5 pounds, 21.5 kilograms, of lunar material to bring back to Earth. Michael Collins piloted the command module Columbia alone in lunar orbit while they were on the Moon's surface. Armstrong and Aldrin spent just under a day on the lunar surface before rendezvousing with Columbia in lunar orbit. 3. Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin was a Russian-Soviet pilot and cosmonaut. He was the first human to journey into outer space, when his Vostok spacecraft completed an orbit of the Earth on the 12th of April 1961. 4. Valentina Vladimirovna Tereshkova, Russian, born the 6th of March 1937, is a retired Russian cosmonaut, engineer, and politician. She is the first woman to have flown in space, having been selected from more than 400 applicants and 5 finalists to pilot Vostok 6 on the 16th of June 1963. She completed 48 orbits of the Earth in her 3 days in space. In order to join the cosmonaut corps, Tereshkova was honorarily inducted into the Soviet Air Force, and thus she also became the first civilian to fly in space. 5. Rakesh Sharma, born the 13th of January 1949, is a former Indian Air Force pilot who flew aboard Soyuz T-11, launched April 2, 1984, as part of the Intercosmos program. Sharma was the first Indian to travel in space. He was conferred with the honor of the Hero of the Soviet Union upon his return from space. The Republic of India conferred its highest peacetime gallantry award, the Ashoka Chakra, on him and the other 2 Soviet members of his mission, Malyshev and Strekalev. 6. Sputnik 1 was the first artificial Earth satellite. The Soviet Union launched it into an elliptical low Earth orbit on the 4th of October 1957. It was a 58 centimeters, 23 in, diameter polished metal sphere, with 4 external radio antennas to broadcast radio pulses. It was visible all around the Earth and its radio pulses were detectable. This surprise success precipitated the American Sputnik crisis and triggered the space race, a part of the larger Cold War. The launch ushered in new political, military, technological, and scientific developments. 7. Vostok 1 was the first spaceflight of the Vostok program and the first manned spaceflight in history. The Vostok 3 space capsule was launched from Baikonur Cosmodrome on April 12, 1961, with Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin aboard, making him the first human to cross into outer space. The orbital spaceflight consisted of a single orbit around Earth which skimmed the upper atmosphere at 169 kilometers. 91 nautical miles. At its lowest point, the flight took 108 minutes from launch to landing. Gagarin parachuted to the ground separately from his capsule after ejecting at 7 kilometers, 23,000 feet, altitude. 8. Arati Gupta Saha, born the 24th of September 1940, the 23rd of August 1994, was an Indian long-distance swimmer. Born in Calcutta, West Bengal, British India, Arati was initiated in swimming at the early age of 4, and her talent was spotted by Sikhan Nag. She was inspired by Indian swimmer Mihir Sen to try to cross the English Channel. In 1959 she became the first Asian woman to swim across the English Channel. In 1960, she became the first Indian female sportsperson to be awarded Padma Shri. 9. Bakendra Pal, born the 24th of May 1954, is an Indian mountaineer who in 1984 became the first Indian woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest. 10. Santosh Yadav is an Indian mountaineer. She is the first woman in the world to climb Mount Everest twice, and the first woman to successfully climb Mount Everest from Kangshung Face. She climbed the peak first in May 1992 and then again in May 1993. 11. Bula Chowdhury, born 1970, Hugli, India, is an Arjuna awardee, Padma Shri awardee, former India national women's swimming champion. Crossed the English Channel that year. She won the 81-kilometer 50-mile Murshidabad long-distance swim in 1996, and in 1999 she crossed the English Channel again. In 2005, 12. She is the first woman to cross 7 seas. She twice swam the English Channel, first in 1989 and again in 1999. She was awarded the Arjuna Award in 1990. She was also awarded Padma Shri Award. 13. Richard Milhous Nixon, January 9, 1913, April 22, 1994, was the 37th President of the United States from 1969 until 1974, when he resigned from office, the only U.S. President to do so. He had previously served as the 36th Vice President of the United States from 1953 to 1961 under the presidency of Dwight D. Eisenhower, and prior to that as a U.S. Representative and also Senator from California. 14. Sirimaratwaptayas Bandaranaike, commonly known as Sirimavo Bandaranaike, was a Sri Lankan stateswoman and politician and the modern world's first female head of government. 15. Vijaya Lakshmi Pandit, the 18th of August 1900 the 1st of December 1990, was an Indian diplomat and politician, the sister of Jawaharlal Nehru, each of whom served as Prime Minister of India. Pandit was sent to London, as India's most important diplomat, after serving as an Nehru's envoy to the Soviet Union, the USA and the United Nations. Her time in London offers insights into the wider context of changes in Indo-British relations. Her High Commissionership was a microcosm of intergovernmental relations. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel.